your boy is back. It feels like it's been ages since the last video, but I can't lie, I've not really thought about ZZZ or Honkai Star Rail for a good while now. Ever since Monster Hunter Wilds came out, that's all I've been doing. Can't even lie. But we are back, new patch, new character, and I think one that I'm excited about, and a lot of people are super excited about. Soldier-0 Anby. She is, from what I've seen, a strong character. The only thing holding her back is teammates right now. There are no teammates which are designed for her, at least when we're talking S-rank characters. But that will change over time. So yes, we will be pulling. The main goal for today is 1 copy and the Wenjin. Let's check our details here. Yes, so we're on a 50-50, and we're just gonna have to raw dog these pools. I have a lot, so without further ado, let's get into this.
Let's go gambling!
There we go. Come on. Oh, come on, please. Let's win this 50-50. Let's win this 50-50. For the one time. For the one time.
Bonk!
Ah! Bro. One time, man. One time lucky, please. Like, I'm not the maddest I could be because I do want this character. This is the first copy I've gotten of her, but God, we really stay losing. We stay losing.
Yameda!
Fine, I guess you are my little pod champ. Come here.
I mean, she looks cool. She's a cool looking character, that's for damn sure. One. That's how much we were left on. We had over 20,000, if not more, in pools, and this is what we're left with. I'm back. Don't look at me. I feel disgusting. I feel disgusting. But we move. We move. Let's not even think about it. Just blitz it. Just blitz it. We just go. Okay. Easy dub, 75%. We never lose those. We never lose those ones. Rip the band-aid off real quick. Let's go. I can't even really celebrate, if I'm being honest. Like, celebrating a 75-25 win? That's lame. But yeah. Nice, we got it. Oh my god. The things I do for content. So let's have a look. It's gonna be a rough one building her, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously she came out with a new set, so the new set is her best 4-piece. So we're gonna have to get into that. We're gonna have to spend a ton, and I mean a ton, of energy to get her. I've only got 32, got a bit of this. It's gonna have to work, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll be doing that, and I'll catch you when she's fully built in a bit. Oof, I am finally back. It's been like 2 days, I think, since pulling. This one's been a nightmare, I'm not gonna lie. I used everything. So all of my energy recharges, like 30 plus, I used all of those. I even refreshed some with my polychromes, like some maniac. Never doing that again. Yeah, used all of my master copies, used 4 tuning calibrators and got nothing. But we managed to build something pretty damn good. Easily top 1%. And I didn't even have to actually steal anything from my other units, which is great. So she is Eb0, W1. So the crit rate looks a little low, right? But in combat, we get up to 89%, which is, for me, more than good enough. The crit damage, which is her main stat, she literally double dips off crit damage. We get up to a massive 265% in combat, even up to 290% with buffs with other units. The attack looks a little low, but I'm actually using the damage percent, electric damage percent, this 5, so that's fine. And we're running quite a few supports that give a lot of attack anyway, so I'm not too fussed about this. This is more than enough. Anything above like 2.5, 2.6 is good. Let's just quickly talk about skills. Obviously, you want to max out the core skill. EX Special and Ultimate are the main priority ones. Everything else can pretty much stay as low as you want. And that's it. Okay, now let's get into what you guys are all here for. The disc drives. The obvious thing is her best 4 set is going to be the new Shadow Harmony. It's purpose built, literally, for this character, right? It's giving that aftershock damage, the dash attacks is increased by 15%. And then the big thing is free 12% attack and crit rate for just playing the game. It's the best by far. Don't even bother with any other 4 set. You want to be farming for this one. The interesting thing and the way you have options is the 2-piece. Now, the big 2 contenders are obviously Woodpecker, right? A free 8% crit, which is worth about 2 crit rolls. This one makes a lot of sense because most people are going to have at least some good Woodpecker pieces, right? The game's been out for so long, it's a base game one and it's used all the time. So worst case scenario, you could steal it from some of your other units. But the other big option is obviously Branch and Blade Song, right? This makes a lot of sense. Crit damage is her main stat. This gives 16%, which again is roughly 2.5 rows of crit damage on a substat. Whichever one you choose is really up to you. Whichever one has the best substats, you need to try and balance your crit, essentially. So the main goal you want to look for, the ratio, the golden ratio, is a bit different for Soldier-0 Anby. You want, for every 1 crit rate, you want 2.5 to 3 crit damage, as opposed to the standard 2. So you can forego a lot of crit rate for a lot more crit damage. I'd say the bare minimum amount of crit rate you should be aiming for is around 58%, because with the 22% that you get from the Wenjin and her core passive, it will bring you up to 80, which admittedly is still a bit low. You want to be more in like the 85, 90 range plus, but it's enough. It's the bare minimum. So whatever 2-piece works for you is based off your substats. So just try and get that ratio, essentially. So let's get into the actual discs. Disc 1, pretty insane. 4 rolls into all crit, no wasted. This is really nice. I had some other options as well, but this is great. 5 good rolls. Now, if these were attack and attack percent, it would be the perfect piece, but alas, I will have to settle for this. This is a ridiculous piece. 5 rows. This might be my best or second best disc that I own. Can't complain. This 3, a decent one. Technically a perfect kind of substat distribution. Yeah, if this had rolled into attack percent or just another crit damage, it would have been insane. But I'll settle for this one. Here is where I was pulling my hair out because I just needed an extra crit rate roll and I just couldn't find it until I did this. Managed to get this one and I felt like the weight of the world just lifted off my shoulders. It was great. So for that disc 4, I went with crit damage because I could afford to. A lot of the time, most people are going to be running crit rate on here just because you need it. But I could get away with a crit damage one. It's going to depend on your substats. Whichever one you decide to go for is up to you. But this is what I got. Not bad. This electric damage bonus one is an okay piece. You know, it gives me some attack, which is nice. If this had a crit damage substat as well, it'd be much better. You know, I could easily get up to 210, 215, maybe even 220 crit damage just by having an extra substat here. But we will continue farming. This is good enough for now. And then lastly, this attack piece, a decent one. Again, it gives me what I need. I can't really complain too much. So overall, I did get some pretty insane pieces. Primarily this one, and this is also pretty good. But yeah, it took everything from me, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so with that, time for a quick discussion about the Wenjin or the Minscapes, right? So the Wenjin is pretty insane. It is pretty damn insane. It gives a ton of just free crit stats in general. Right, 48% crit here, 30% crit here, which is not factored in on the stat sheet. And then an additional more crit damage. 30% here, even more. It's kind of crazy. Electric damage as well. This is an absolutely stacked Wenjin. But if you somehow got this as well, this is also very, very good. They're not too far apart. I think about 10% damage difference. This is obviously still better, but yes, the Wenjin is insane. Minscapes. They are strong, I'm not gonna lie. Minscape 1 is about a 10% damage increase. It's pretty boring, and overall, if you're just going for one Minscape, it's kind of not worth it. A little bit more damage doesn't really change anything. M2 is where things get a little bit interesting. Firstly, a free 12% crit, right? This further alleviates the need to build crit rate. You could go even harder into crit damage. This changes up her playstyle. In the burst windows and stuff, her rotation changes, so you can get more triggers, essentially. And this is actually her biggest Minscape damage increase, respectively, like individually. M2 is a really good place to stop if you want to invest. But if I had to pick one, I'm always going to go Wenjin. Always going to go Wenjin. So this ties into the teammate section where, as I mentioned earlier, she really is just missing key supporting units right now. We kind of just have to make do with what we have. The new character Trigger is coming up next patch and it's going to be her best in slot option. So you want to factor that in to whether you want to invest more into Anby or, you know, get a copy of Trigger and her Wenjin and stuff like that. So think about that before you're going to go crazy on Soldier-0. But in terms of the teammates, for comps, we're looking at either a standard stunner support. So you can use Soldier-0 with the new Ultra, I think her name is, as your stunner. And then your standard options for support are always going to be number 1, Astra Yao. She's just goes into every single team because she's the best. But you can obviously run Nicole, you can run Lucy, and those are the standard options. You can also run a double support comp with Caesar as your second, and then obviously Astra Yao and all of the other ones as well. Either one works. She does really like a stunner because she can really save up all of her burst for the stun window and just go crazy with it. So it's kind of up to you which one you want to run, but those are the options right now. When Trigger does come out, she's going to fill that stunner spot, and the support is going to be whatever you want. But yeah, that's about it. Very, very happy with the build. It took me everything, but we got there in the end. I can finally play the game. She's super easy to play. A lot of people have said that as well, but she's also very fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with being easy to play. But yeah, let me know what stats you guys got, whether you even pulled for her, whether you enjoy her. Don't forget to like and sub, and I hope you enjoy the showcase. Peace.
今すぐ強気がいるようだ。ふん、せん、はん、やっ。